Thoughts of Oliver Mtukudzi on inheritance, Mimsy quick take. There was a bit of a public uproar when Oliver Mtukudzi left his entire estate to his wife recently. People were like, but what about the children? The children! But let's be real. For those who really knew Mtukudzi and his music, you know this was no surprise at all. The legend believed in being your own man or woman and standing on your own feet. He believed in work. These sentiments are clearly shown in a ZBC Machisamba interview he did. His classic song Shanda, his departed son Sam Mtukudzi's song Cheziya, from the 2010 posthumous album of the same name. We discussed this in the 12 Most Thoughtful Records documentary we recently posted. Shanda is about expressing the pride and solidarity is given by his music, i.e. his work, not the ends necessarily. Come to think of it, Tuku never boasted about his fame and fortune in any of his songs. In that interview with Machisamba, he just laid it out there. He said,
vana vangu havafanirwi kutifunga kuti ndavana vauriva Mtukudzi saka ndinobudirira. Handizvoba. Haubudirire nembiri yangu, unobudira nembiri yako. Senza uite tunhu twako inenge ndiripo ndichikugaidha chete kuti pinda apa, ita izvi.
Mtukudzi strongly believed in working for yourself, and as a strict disciplinarian, Robert Mukondiwa of Herald even wrote Tuku could be a hot bowl of soup. To be honest, it is because of another trait of his as a stern and strict disciplinarian. He probably did tell his children straight up front, if he dies and they think they're gonna gain his wealth, they totally have another thing coming. His reported disputes with his daughters Selmor and Sandra Mtukudzi probably didn't help either. This is where Sam's Cheziya comes in. Cheziya sings, Sam, much like his father, wrote his songs from his actual experiences and thoughts. Ndakurawani and Amai are great examples that seem to be relevant to his actual experiences as a young musician finding his way in the world. So it's very possible the person he is referring in Cheziya vaguely as just Baba is his actual father, indeed, Oliver Mtukudzi. His father, as portrayed in the song, is pretty strict and uncompromising about his beliefs. Much like that side Tuku showed in that Machisamba interview, he believed in financial independence and that work is work. You can even become a security guard or a conductor as long as you work for it. Like Tuku preached in Shanda, you must have pride in your work because at the end of the day, you earned it. At least you're contributing something to society, right? Yes, to a man or a woman with direction, his or her work is their pride. So it's not necessarily about the ends, but the process you go through itself to get those ends. This is what really mattered to Tuku. To him, the person who has earned small pennies carrying small bricks is better than someone who is simply being handed a gold mine as long as he didn't work for it.
Ngavasachiva mwana wepa next door kuti aita motikari, saka ndofanirwa kungoita motikari. Hauzivi kuti baba wemwana motikari yavanoiwana sei. Usafunga kuti ndochauya nemari nchikuti mwanangu mari ubudirire. Hazvigoneke. Tambira wongotambira, unotambira washanda.
You can see that high level of conviction when he firmly dismisses the concept of a kid just getting a car without even working for it as
mwana afa because azive kuti motikari inowanikwa sei, ende kana iwe wafa unofunga kuti mwana wako anosara achasara achiupa mwana wako ndiya.
The death of a child. These are pretty strong words. He did not believe in inheritance, so that is why Sam sang, so boom, There you have it, a possible explanation as to why Tuku left much of his vast fortune solely to his rib, or his mbavu yake, Daisy Mtukudzi. It's because his surviving children, Selmor and Sandra, are adults now. Cheziya, ciao. Thanks for watching.